What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Hanley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. It is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, year of our Lord, and we have a condensed show today. And the reason why we have a condensed show is because we will not be going the full 2 hours today. We will be going roughly an hour and a half. An hour and a half, which means that we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to react to. We have a lot to have a conversation about when it comes to the money, and that I have to add the value into your life in order to ensure that you guys are getting whatever it is that you need in order to be successful. All right, so let's get right to it. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of the show, Teej Hanley. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. If you're rocking with any other, I'm not even going to say if you're rocking with any other Teej pack. If you're rocking with any other, especially as a man, skincare routine that does not add value into your life, that allows for you to really be able to maximize how it is that you're presenting yourself to the general public, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression, make sure that you click the link in the description. Not only if you're not only rocking with any other Teej pack, but if you using anything on your skin, and I use it every single day as a part of my daily routine, if you're rocking with any other thing, because I will never, ever advocate for anything that I'm not using myself or that I don't feel like is adding value into your life, make sure you get that Teej Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. In addition to that, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Before I drop the next video, I'm actually dropping a template for you guys, because a lot of you guys in the Patreon, and you know we got the meetup coming in July. That's going to be in New York, so the details is there. If you have not already said that you're going to be there, let me know so I can get a genuine idea of how many people are going to be there, because you know it always be sold out. It'd be at capacity. A lot of people, we get everybody in. We wind up getting everybody in. Dallas, there was almost like Anton. We had capacity. We can't let anybody else in. But we get everybody in. We did Miami. We did Dallas this year. Now we're going straight to New York in the summertime. And then, you know, I got the Invest in Your Business series where I'm giving away the money that allows for you guys to be able to vet out your ideas effectively and seed your business with thousands of dollars with no strings attached. That's aligned with that. So that's coming. But a lot of people, I had dropped a video inside of the Patreon that had broke down the life hack that I do in order to continue to get me at least $500,000 in it every single year. And it was something that I dropped inside of that video, and I don't want you guys to tell everybody, because that's just for the bag chasers. It's something that I showed inside of the video, and a lot of people have been asking me for that template in order for you guys to actually implement that and what it is that you're doing. So I'm working on getting that together because I know a lot of people don't have the tools, right? They don't use the Photoshop. They don't use all of the other tools that I have in my arsenal to be able to do that. So I'm putting together the template in multiple different forms for you guys to be able to download, modify slightly, add your own stuff in there, and then be able to use it also. So I'm going to give you the tools. I'm giving you the money. I'm giving you the game. I'm giving you the insight. So I'm trying to get that done before the end of the week so I can drop that inside of the Patreon in addition to the videos that I'm going to be dropping this week also. So make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat for you to utilize every single tool before we even get to the business pitches to determine whether or not I need to seed your money so you can vet it out to determine if this is something that you really want to go through with. And run through from a business perspective. All right. So if you guys are not a part of it, that link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Is there any other housekeeping that we need to do before we get into the show? Oh, so I was supposed to be in Atlanta, but I decided to stay home for my anniversary yesterday, 19 years. But I still need to record. So we're doing a remote recording with Revolt today that is going to be live streaming or launching on their platform, I think later on this week. And then we're going to be having a conversation about future recordings. So that is one of the reasons why we're doing an hour and a half hour show instead of a 2-hour show today. So that's just a little bit of housekeeping. Again, Patreon, Teach Hanley, and then condensed show. So if you guys are not here on time, then you're just missing out. And this is why it's important to get here on time. I didn't want to move the show up a half hour to do the whole 2 hours. So I just said, we just going to go with what we familiar with. We're going to rock out. And then we're going to try to compact these gems in there for the entire show. All right. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Lady Shan with the first super chat of the day says, shout out to Ton. Shout out to Lady Shan and my cute UK ladies over there out in the building. I appreciate you. I read super chats every single day. Shout out to Mike, that dude with the first Cash App today. He hit me off. So I appreciate you, Mike, that dude with the Cash App that's showing me love. Absolutely love it. Now, let's go ahead and get into the show. So first and foremost, Black culture is still hot garbage. Specifically, and this is the context, the things that we celebrate and highlight the most. The things that we celebrate and highlight the most, it is still hot garbage. Now, a lot of you guys are familiar with the transformation video that I had dropped. It's actually clipped up, and I dropped it as a clip, and it just went absolutely crazy. But, I do a live stream, and on Fridays, specifically last Friday and the previous Fridays before, had a young gentleman, really nice guy. We would have conversations, and I was trying to convince him to do the thing that's in his own best interest, which was cut his hair, right? You exist within a culture, within a system, within a place, within a country that has rules, regulations, boundaries, and then even the thing that I talked to y'all about in the Patreon, before I start to break down the technical details and aspects, I often say you never get a first chance or you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And people do things because they like you, not necessarily because you're the best at what you do. If you want to level up, if you want to network effectively, if you really want to understand how you're supposed to be able to get the bag to where you can do the things that you want to do instead of the things that you have to do, you have to make the sacrifice. And most people don't even understand that you have to be a good follower before you can be a good leader. Before you start to create the spaces for yourself, you need to get the fundamentals, the understanding. You need to understand what it takes in order to be successful. And as a person myself that has mentored young guys from ages 14 through 24 to success, I mean, every last one of those guys are doing great. Some of them took different paths. Some of them wind up going into the military, and then they utilize their military benefits in order to pay for their way through school. Some people work for me. Other people, a lot of y'all are familiar with how it is that I do that life hack, and they make over $100,000 a year. And then they go on, or they will go on eventually to go on and probably create their own businesses, live their own life, whatever it is that they want to do. But I've mentored a lot of young guys, all of them right here in Detroit or Metro Detroit. And this is the thing that's so bothersome for me and why I'm so adamant about having these conversations. So I let me back up. So this weekend, they was on my head, right? I had people, Rita, a lot of different people was on my head and said, Anton, only thing you care about is YouTube. Only thing you care about is networking. Only thing you care about is the people in the Patreon. You need to expand your brand. And I said, okay, so what should I do? They said, you've been slacking on Instagram. You've been slacking on TikTok. You need to start dropping more content on those platforms. And I said, all right, cool. So I deployed my editor and I said, this is what I want you to put out there first. And so he condensed it down to a consumable product on those platforms, including TikTok and Instagram. And we dropped that video, a haircut video. If you guys are not familiar with it, here, maybe I'll just pull it up for you guys. I'll pull it up for you guys really quickly. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, here it is. Let me see if I can get that up for y'all. For those of you that are unfamiliar, bam, bam, bam. So this is the haircut video, right? And basically what it did was, here, let me just play it for you really quickly, and then you can come to, I'm gonna just give you like a 1 minute insight into what happened, and then we can go from there. Hold on. Let's get that audio together.
I'm not that ain't crashing out.
It is, because you fumble in the bag. That's crashing out is fumble in the bag, big dog.
Man, I ain't cutting his hair.
Is it that meaningful to you?
I mean, it's not that serious, but it's like, why?
What if cutting your hair is the difference between making an
stuff
extra $150,000 a year and what you're making right now? Would you cut it then? What if cutting your hair was the difference between making an additional $150,000 a year and what you're making right now? Would you cut it then? Oh, shit.
I'm ready for that 250,000.
Oh, shit. So, long story short, he showed up looking better than ever, said that he had been getting positive responses, not only from people in society, but also his family. And then more importantly, the person that he lays next to every day, his wife, she was all over him. I mean, his confidence shot through the roof. He looked like a person that was absolutely best for society, the whole 9 yards. And everybody here was like, yo, that is awesome. Good job. Awesome things. So I thought I'd chop that up, throw that out there for TikTok and Instagram so that people can get a little bit more inspiration, get them started on their day yesterday. Good day. And lo and behold, immediately the video just went absolutely batshit crazy, went viral on both platforms. It just went crazy. It just went absolutely insane, right? But here's the thing, right? And so as of right now, on Instagram alone, I'm not even going to talk about TikTok. On Instagram alone, the video already has 138,000 views. All right. 138,000 views, over 10,000 likes, over 1,000 comments, over 1,000. In less than 24 hours, this video has 138,000 views on Instagram. The whole 9 yards. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, because I already knew it was going to go crazy. I didn't know it was going to go that crazy that fast, or it was going to spark that level of debate. But here's the caveat, right? So it was divided. I would say that it was 50-50, and that there was about half the people that agreed, but the other half disagreed. And so it started a fight in the comments, which is one of the best ways in order to go viral, because you want to put out content that actually sparks conversation. But I'm the type of person that's passionate about the thing that I do. And so almost every single thing that I drop on these platforms is content that I create authentically. And so I went through and I read some of the comments, which is why I pulled this up for you guys right now. Shout out to Money Mix. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. I'll read them throughout the show. And I go through and I look at a few comments to see what people are passionate about. And of course, they go off on me and, yo, Anton, you trash, so on and so forth. I can't believe that we are bowing to the white system, and we need to hold it down and not be anything other than what we are and all of this other type of stuff, right? But here's the caveat, right? The beautiful thing about social media, even though I don't necessarily have time to spend a whole lot of energy on going through and read every single comment because I spend more time focused on my bag chasers, shout out to my Patreon members, than I do actually reading the comments, because I even tell other people that I mentor and coach, stay the fuck out the comments. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show you what it is that we're dealing with, right? So here's the thing. If you go through this, and I'm gonna read a couple different things for you guys, right? Let's find out. Let's find some good ones. King Boo with the one at their name says he ain't do it to conform. You can do both and still. He was talking big junk in the chat. I mean, he go down. He goes in and he goes down, right? So let me show you some of the people that's against you cutting your hair, doing the thing that's best for you, and can add value into your life, right? This is King Boo right here. This is King Boo. Who y'all gonna listen to? You gonna listen to me or you gonna listen to King Boo? I just want to show y'all something because a lot of y'all don't understand why I say the culture is absolutely trash. A lot of y'all really don't get why I say the culture is trash and the things that we celebrate the most. While they're telling you and trying to convince you to hold it down and keep it focused and don't put yourself in a position and don't stand up and stand to the white man and all of this other type of stuff. I'm just going to randomly select people, right? Equal rights, equal lefts. I'm just going to randomly select people and go through and check out their profile to help y'all understand of who feels the need to contribute into these conversations and why you need to listen to me instead of listening to them. So this is King Boo, for example. So let's go to somebody else. All right, so King Boo. Yerby says when we as a people can get past imaginary, can't even fully formulate a sentence. When we as a people can get past imaginary and how others look, maybe a lot of the talent will stop being overlooked. That's my problem. I honestly don't trust people who wear suits or clean cut. Most of them is slide and literally using their image to get what they want. So let's see what this guy who decides that he wanted to contribute into the conversation, what he looks like. We're just going to go straight down the line. This is him. This is Yerby. Yerby decided that he don't trust people that actually dress up, is clean cut, and wear suits. And this is a person that has contributed into the platform and that they wanted to give their insight and information on how you should carry yourself out here in the streets. Oh, no. Y'all think that y'all can just say what y'all want to say and then get away with it. Y'all think y'all can say and do what y'all want to say, and that's the end of the conversation. Okay, let's continue to go down. I want to show you why the culture is absolutely trash. We got a avatar right here, so they don't even want to show what they are. Let's go down. Let's see. Let's pick one. Two First Strange says the lie is thinking people are gonna have more respect for you and not having natural hair. On a scale to 100, it may be worth 5 points, but they're gonna judge. Let's see what his perspective is. Let's see what he looks like. Let's see how he moves. Let's see. His profile says that he's an artist executive. How amazing. Another person that wants to be a rapper. Say it ain't so, Freaky Jason. Another person that wants to get into the entertainment industry. We gonna be rappers, ball players, and I'm an artist manager. Okay, cool. So let's go down. Let's see what the big homie is out here. Oh, wow. Another picture hanging out on a Dodge Charger with the dreads all the way down, rocking it out. These are the people that y'all taking y'all advice from, right? These are the people that y'all gonna take y'all advice from. Trying with a Y, trying to be the next best team. Look at his hashtags. Hashtag explore Indiana. Hashtag male model. Explore page. Plus sized. Unsigned hype. Hashtag COVID_19. Yoruba voodoo. These are, honestly, I'm just going right down the list just to show y'all who is telling y'all not to cut y'all hair and how it is that they gonna rock out with y'all. Seriously, these are y'all heroes. Let's just go down. 94 Gunna says, I would have said grow yours first. This is what he would have said to me. Let's just go down and see what 94 Gunna is rocking out like. This is 94 Gunna, y'all. 94 Gunna. These are the people that y'all are taking. I'm just going straight down the list of the notifications of the people that's commenting on this. 94 Gunna is going to give you better game than me, and he's going to help y'all to understand how it is that you should move, because it's the system that's setting you up to not be successful. What the hell are we doing, y'all? Write down the list. Write down the list. What are we doing, y'all? Honestly, what are we doing? Are these y'all heroes? Are these the people that y'all gonna listen to? Is this the culture? Because the culture is giving you game on how it is that you're supposed to level up and not listen to the white man. And I would have said, you grow some hair first before we get about here telling this man to cut them wicks off of his head so that he can actually be able to get a job and be able to feed his family and put himself in a position to then decide what he wants to do when he want to do it. Y'all need strong men in y'all lives. Y'all need fathers. Y'all need to stop listening to the culture. I'm telling you, shout out to Kenny GTV. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. Divest yourself from the culture. This ain't it, y'all. This ain't it, y'all. This is not it. This is not the thing. Just random. Just random. Let's say my name is LA. I don't know who these people are. I'm just randomly clicking. My name is LA said, this is sad, y'all. Is this who you listening to? She telling you that you need to keep wicks on your head. She got a whole head of red hair out here in these streets. Now, I'm not telling her what she shouldn't do. I'm just saying, who you gonna listen to? A man? Because first of all, women should not be giving men advice on how it is. Hold on, let's back up for a minute. This is how she representing herself. Nice looking? Absolutely. For the streets? 100%. For the streets? 100. Are these the type of people that you're going to take your advice from? Now, don't sit here and say, Anton, why you starting to call me out? Why you posting me up here? God, look, she telling you to keep your natural hair. Meanwhile, she split her time between red, black, and you know, Dr. Umar Johnson don't even like that color for y'all. Dr. Umar Johnson does not like that color for y'all. Absolutely not. How you gonna let somebody else have a comment on how you supposed to be natural, and that ain't nothing natural about it? Anton, You should not be going off. You should not be highlighting these people. Why? They felt the need to be able to have a comment and tell somebody else what it is that they're supposed to do. They got a public profile. They want to be out here having conversations. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? All I'm asking y'all, the only thing that I'm saying here, guys, is this. The only thing that I'm saying here is this. Before y'all start to get intimidated about what it is that black culture is telling you, please, for the love of God, vet your sources and do not take advice just because somebody is saying something and they're loud and they're disagreeing with you. Stand on your square. Stand on your square. Throw the whole thing in away. Throw the whole culture in the trash and get up out of here with that, bro. Throw the whole culture away. It ain't gonna work in your best interest when you listening to these people. And the worst thing about it is we still, as a collective, not as an individual, we still as a collective are on the bottom of the totem pole, and these people is trying to give you advice on how it is that you're supposed to live your life. Cribs busted. One step away from sleeping on an air mattress, and you're going to take their advice over a millionaire. Just saying, before we really get into the show. We got a condensed show today. We got a lot to cover. Let me read some of these super chats. Again, shout out to Lady Shan, says, shout out to Tan. I appreciate you, baby girl. Money Mix is said, just join the Patreon, get that bag up. Anybody that's not a part of the Patreon, you absolutely missing it. You're missing every single aspect of what we're talking about from a financial perspective and entertainment that's going to allow for you to be successful. Shout out to my dog, Cliff says, why the Dusty motherfuckers always got the most to say? I have no clue, bro. Shout out to Cliff. Kenny G says, my dad never allowed me to grow my hair or get designs when I was young. I didn't understand, but he was looking out for me. And this is why men need other men in their lives in order to be able to add value into them, so that y'all can do the thing that's in your own best interest. You know what I'm saying? Let me continue with the show. Thank you to everybody that supported the platform and for all of the super chats. Speaking of which, I want to deep dive into Zion Williamson, okay? So Zion Williamson is absolutely positively under fire, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to share with you why he's under fire. We all know that Zion Williamson is largely dealing with a lot going on in his life, especially with regard to a lot of these baby mamas, chicks for the streets, fans only models. Yes, I said fans only intentionally because, I want to just make sure that we operating above board for the YouTube algorithm. But fans only models, different chicks are saying that he got them pregnant. He can't stay on the court. He out here trying to pay for chicks' lifestyle, allegedly, based off of what these chicks are saying. But more importantly, the question that I want to ask is Zion's life completely ruined? Is Zion's life completely ruined? Right? I hear that New Orleans is absolutely trying to get rid of him. They saying that he's on a trading block. And a lot of us remembers Zion, a lot of us remember how great Zion was projected to be. I always said it, and you know what? When we launch the sports show later on this week, I'm going to bring it up. I said that Zion would be a bust. Not based off of talent, but based off of effort. He don't have it in him. He don't have the work ethic. He don't have the desire to actually be better. He don't have the ability to really put the self-discipline in himself because he's always been given everything and he didn't have to earn anything. I said that Zion would be a worse version of Blake Griffin and wouldn't even come close to a Charles Barkley. Not talent-wise, but when it comes to his ability to do the thing that's in his own best interest, he got too many enablers. He down there with that New Orleans gumbo and that food. And he don't have no real OGs in his life to then give him the ability to really enable himself to do the thing that's in his own best interest. That whole 2018-2019 draft class is just going to be absolutely washed. Absolutely washed. Look at the talent that this guy has. Jumping through the gym, but can't lose weight. out here dealing with these chicks for the streets and cannot have any discipline. But let me share with you something really quickly, right? Because that's not even the most egregious part. That's not really the biggest problem. You want me to show you what the biggest problem is? Here, I'll share it with you. He got a Hellcat on his hands. He got a Hellcat on his hands. Allegedly, he got a new 5-year deal worth the amount of about $194 million. Let me tell you something. Somebody said, Anton, leave the gumbo out of it. Why do I got to leave the gumbo out of it? If my only job in the world is to be fit and to practice and put up shots in the gym every single day, I am going to be the absolute best as a result of it. If my only job, if the way in which I fed my family was to really dedicate myself to my craft, with regard to content creation, I don't miss. When it comes to corporate America, I don't miss. If my only job is to be fit, put up shots in the gym, and then live in the facility, I am absolutely positively going to dedicate myself to it. I don't know how y'all is out here fumbling the bag and not dedicating yourself to that. I can't slip. I can't miss. I can't make those same mistakes, right? Whatever your craft is, whatever it is that you do well, whatever it is that your talent is, whatever you get paid the most for, that's the thing that you got to make sure above all things that you never, ever, ever put yourself in a position to fumble the bag. But Mariah Mills, we never even knew who this chick was. We never knew who Mariah Mills was before Zion Williamson made her famous. So we got two questions as we go through what it is that we're about to go through right now. The first question is, are women, specifically black women, just inherently evil? Because I know we're going to hold Zion accountable. We've been holding Zion accountable for about 2 weeks now. Are women that's in these guys' lives, or is it just the women that they choose? And when I say women, obviously you can never say all, but are we, when you really break it down, we talking about the majority. We're talking about the majority. Are the majority of women inherently evil? Why would you want to do this to a man? Why would you want to do this to a man? Above all, I never ever want to get somebody's bag removed from them. I would never dock somebody. I would never call their job. I would never be pissed at them. I would never get them to fumble the bag. That's just not how we move out here in these streets. But listen to what she says. And obviously, you know how Twitter is, and Twitter is actually going in the reverse. So the most recent is the first. But this is what she said 12 hours ago. Zion can't win a case against me. I have physical proof that he sent people to threaten me, and he know this as well. I'm taking you to court for all the damages you have caused my life. And then she tags Zion, the NBA, and the Pelicans. Now, you know the Pelicans is looking at this like, what the hell is going on in our lives? We got to get rid of this guy. I'm going to read Super Chat shortly. Thank you to Young Capsule for supporting the platform. This is what she's typing now that she has the visibility. Let's continue with what she says. She says, and shout out to Q. Q actually is the person that sent me this morning. She says, Zion got erectile dysfunction. Good luck. You know, as a content creator, I understand that the way in which these guys get the bag is not just their ability to be able to shoot a jump shot on the court, but it's also their public image, and that's how they're able to secure a lot of their endorsements. She says erectile dysfunction for you, Zion Williamson. You a young 20-something-year-old man that can't get it up. She says you're going to have to pop versus at a young age for a long time, maybe a honey pack or two, feel no remorse for you. And then she goes on and starts to really nuke them, right? She says, NBA, I have tapes of me and Zion Williamson, and he also has them on his trap phone. Trade him now. He doesn't deserve to be in New Orleans. I'm dropping the tapes soon. Now, do y'all understand the importance of exercise and the level of dick discipline? It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It doesn't matter because, first of all, I would caution y'all to actually take what she says as gospel, okay? Just because she's saying it doesn't mean that it's true. But does it really matter? Because in the court of public opinion, the only thing that matters is what you think. Because nobody is going to come back and they're going to say, you know what? She was wrong. I got a newfound respect for Zion. Shout out to C. Don. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. Nobody is going to come back in a court of public opinion and say, you know what? She was wrong. I'm going to apologize to Zion. It's your girl saying, said, isn't it considered revenge porn if she does drop them and he can sue for that? Probably. He probably can sue for it. But here's the other part. The damage is already done. And what is he going to get from her? What is he going to get from her? DeMariano says, these tweets is giving me anxiety. What is it benefiting from him? He's the star. She's just coming up off of him. This kind of reminds me of the Stormy Daniels situation. This reminds me of the exact same thing as the Stormy Daniels situation. This is why it's important for these young guys to exercise a level of dick discipline. Shout out to Brock. Definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. She says, check this out. Where is my wire transfer, Zion? You a liar and a cheat. Where the F is my money? Trade this fraud. He doesn't deserve to be in Nolia. Does your baby mama know you still trying to fly me out? Clown. I think she got him and his whole team and his stepfather shaking in their boots. She got him, his whole team, and stepfather shaking in their boots. And then she drops these. He's still texting this chick, allegedly. We don't know because this is bad. We have no clue whatsoever. We have no clue whatsoever. She could have typed in somebody's name on a text message and went back and forth and then have it as Zion W. But for the sake of conversation, because the only thing that matters is the court of public opinion, right? That's what y'all say. Zion allegedly says, I only say in 3 because I have to explain certain wires and it's easier when broken up over 7 days. Nothing crazy. And then she says allegedly, okay, bae, that's why cash is better. Then goes on to say, D, but this is allegedly him, right? But the wire won't hit till tomorrow, baby. It's the weekend. Are there any flights today I can book? She dropping text messages. She dropping tweets. She tagging the NBA. She tagging the Pelicans. She extorting this dude. This is evil. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, this is absolutely, positively evil. Absolutely evil. But here's the question, because I'm starting to feel a little bit of sympathy for Zion, honestly. I'm starting to feel bad because nobody should have their life ruined in this way. Nobody should have their life ruined this way. I'm starting to feel a little bit of sympathy. Then she says, see you in court, send a wire transfer, your NBA career light will be dim once these tapes is released. It's over for you. You effed up, spitting in my mouth all those times. It's over for you. I own you. You won't be able to sleep. Sleepless nights is over for you. And nightmares. Why you renting a house in Miami? You'll never bounce back. Hope your leg heals before the season. You're going to lose everything and suffer for what you did to me, Justice. You're going to lose everything and fail. You'll never come back from this, Zion. You'll lose all your endorsements. If this tape drops, you're about to be traded and ranked lower and replaced by Trey on the NBA Pelicans. It's over for you. Fat bust. It's over for you. No one betrays me. He a bust now. Now I have tapes of me and he has them also. Trade this man. Why you keep sending your friends to my DMs to test me? I never cheated on you, not once. Jesus. Yo, is that French? She sent French Montana? Why she posting French Montana in her D? This is bad. This is absolutely horrific. Now, here's the real question that you have to ask yourself. This is the real question that you got to ask yourself. As we go through and we see this play out, was I right or was I right? Was I right or have I been right the entire time that I've been telling y'all to stay out of these streets? You don't need to ever participate with women that do not have your best interest at heart just because you're trying to get some box. You are out here putting your whole bag on the line, all your endorsements, your relationship with the franchise. Everybody around you is under fire. Everybody is trying to put out this smoke. Can't nobody take his phone away from him and tell him, hey, stop sending her messages, stop texting her, stop recording, stop having sex with her. Just get out here and just shoot the ball in the gym and don't get caught up. Now LeBron James is looking even more like a superstar, ain't he? LeBron James is looking like an absolute legend because LeBron James is over there chilling with Savannah, raising his 3 kids, and he's looking like a legend. But y'all want to continue to pick on low-hanging fruit, as JB says in the chat. Y'all want to keep flying these chicks out. Y'all want to keep doing stuff without the legal paperwork. You thought you was smart. You thought that social media was for you to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do when you want to do it. Okay, well then this is what it is that you got to suffer with as a result of it. I keep warning y'all. And a lot of y'all think that y'all can get away with it just because y'all regular everyday people and y'all not as famous as Zion yet. You will be. You will be successful. You will be great. You will level up. You will absolutely positively get to the bag, right? You're going to be great in corporate America and all of this other type of stuff. And all of that bullshit that you're doing, all of that, you keep sending dick pics over to these hoes and your face is in it and they can see what your background look like. And then people can say, yeah, he actually lived there because that's the mirror that he was in. No, it ain't no deep fake. It ain't Photoshop. It's your real background. And you don't even realize that the things that you're doing today, you're going to change your life later. And then you're going to have to come back and say, you know what? Well, I was ignorant back then. I'm a different man right now. Don't get caught up, man. Every single decision that you make, and it's not just related to business, but it's also related to how you live your life across the board, whether it's marriage, relationships, the chicks that you deal with, the decisions that you make as far as doing certain things. You know, it's people that's still out here because they extended the amount of time that they can chase you down for a PPP loan. For the next 7 to 10 years, they are still out here worried about when the police and when the FBI is going to kick down their door, whip in the 4-4. All you hear is, Papa, don't hit me, Momo. For the next 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they still going to have to worried about whether or not the federal government is going to kick in their dough for the PPP loans just because they ain't got around to you yet. Everything you do, make sure that you are taking a 10, 15, 20-year view and perspective on the things that you do, because you always got a chick that's waiting to ruin your life right around the corner, okay? Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue over to the show because Anton has a recording that I have to do with the people out here in these streets. Young Capsule says, you would know who she was if you was an addict. Stay off the prom, gentlemen. You don't know if you're going to be famous. Stay off of the fans. Stay off of the DMs and the social media. Clear your cache. Throw away your computer. Burn that shit. Go and get you a new computer because y'all out here looking dusty with your iPhone history, with your cash, with your, they can pull all of that stuff up, right? None of that stuff really disappears. Your IP address is attached to every single site that you visited. So y'all out here looking dusty on the dark web, looking at shit that you ain't supposed to look at, going down that tunnel into that train that's going to lead you right into destruction. Stay the fuck away from the stuff that's not going to add value into your life. Shout out to Young Caps. Well, I appreciate you for the fireball. Me University says, Eve's daughters are scorned forever. C. Don is in the building, says, thank you for all that you do, big dog. Respect. Thank you, my friend. Brock says, talking bad about our gumbo is on the same level as treason. Be careful, bro. I got my eyes on you, playboy. Shout out to Brock. Flat Rate Inspection says, let's start with the Bible as men. Bible is man's almanac. Women, as a result of their master, with the highest respect, look at your wife. Me University says, a something reduces a man to a loaf of bread. I don't know what the something is. I'm missing that scripture. But thank you for the super chat. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says, if a man hounded a woman like this on the internet, they would find a way to charge him. He's such a big dummy. Black women seem to take sex from W any way they give it. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. And then Aaron says, you trying to play one-on-one at the Rucker in NY. Aaron, you know you ain't got no skills. Stop it, bro. Aaron, you know you ain't got no skills on the basketball court. We not even going to do that. Let's continue, y'all. I want to get into the thick of things. Woman was allegedly kicked out of her school for Juneteenth. Let's go ahead and get into that. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. We're going to go ahead and get it popping out here in these streets, y'all.
So today I got kicked out of school because the director at my school didn't like the feedback that I had for her about.
DJ Cadillac, did I skip your super chat by mistake? Let me see if I can go back and pull that back up. Hold on one second. DJ Cadillac. I'll pull it up in a minute. Give me a second. Cadillac. I didn't skip it on purpose.
Something that she said in class. So I go to school right now for aesthetics.
DJ Cadillac says, if you fly out a woman across state lines for the purpose of sex, you are violating the Mann Act. That's what R. Kelly was convicted of in NYC. Really? I don't even know what the Mann Act is. You know what the beautiful part about it is, though, DJ Cadillac? I don't even have to worry about the Mann Act. You know why I don't have to worry about the Mann Act? Because I'm not in that lifestyle. You know, I got killed the other day. Not literally, obviously, figuratively. I got killed on Fight Club the other day because I said that I'm not interested in being out here in these streets. Black culture, y'all. Let me start this over. Let's start from the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen.
the director at my school didn't like the feedback that I had for her about something that she said in class. So I go to school right now for aesthetics. I was practicing to be an esthetician.
Yo, question, y'all. Just a really, really quick question. What the hell is aesthetics? Genuine question. What is aesthetics? Like, I'm a C student, so y'all gotta bear with me. What do you go to school for aesthetics? I have no clue. Shout out to my dog Mike Jones. What is aesthetics? What do you go to school for aesthetics? Somebody let me know in the chat. I don't feel like looking it up. Just curious. How do you go to school for aesthetics, and what is that? What do you do when you graduate after you get out of aesthetics? Just generally trying to understand what's going on so we can get the context behind the schools that she goes. Okay, facial, skincare, etc. Beauty, Ian said basket weaving, skincare, hair removal, cosmetology related. Okay, so why she just didn't say I went to cosmetology school? And do you have no. Timmy Showbaton. I got a question. Do y'all gotta go to school for that? Do y'all gotta go to school for aesthetics? Y'all don't know how to do y'all makeup. Y'all don't know how to do skincare routines, pluck your eyebrows, whatever. Y'all actually got to y'all got to get a license for that? Honestly. And I'm not going off on her because I think that what she's talking about is completely separate from this. But I'm just curious. What is going to school for aesthetics supposed to be? Is that similar to like saying, yo, I'm a reverse I'm a disposal engineer. You mean you a janitor, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? I'm a disposal engineer. What is a disposal engineer? I got to make sure that everything is removed from the premises in order to ensure that we keep everything clean so that when inspectors come in, there is no contamination within the facility. I'm sorry, can you run that by me one more time? I have to remove everything from the premises that can possibly contaminate what all of the scientists are doing in order to ensure that when inspectors come in, we pass OSHA laws and that there's no contamination within the facility. You mean you a janitor, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we be saying shit just to be saying it, just to make it a lot more prestigious than it really is? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all talking about? Yo, I take out the trash. I do the dirty work. I take care of business. If y'all just say stuff and just be direct with it, yeah, sanitation engineer. You mean you do the dishes, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. All right, so let's get to her story. Y'all.
Now, at my school on Monday and Wednesdays, we have this thing called morning meetings where we basically just talk about what's going to happen for the day, the next few days, and we celebrate people that's like graduating and all of that type of stuff. Now, the director at my school had an announcement for us, and she said that Monday we will be celebrating Juneteenth, but instead of celebrating it for what it's for, we're going to celebrate it as a diverse day, make it a diverse holiday. And
is Juneteenth really that important to y'all? Is Juneteenth really that important to y'all? Honestly, are y'all out here losing y'all lives? Y'all fighting? Y'all getting kicked out of school and all of that? Brianna Frierson, shout out to Brianna Frierson, says cosmetology and aesthetics are different fields. You do have to have a license for all. Interesting. Thank you for the insight.
I immediately got turned off by that because it's Juneteenth, right? So after the morning meeting was over, I went up to the director and
I don't really understand how they doing stand-ups in beauty schools either, Natasha, but she said they did doing a stand-up. Yo, y'all really out here. Y'all really are out here making this a thing. Y'all really working this Juneteenth thing, all right? And y'all working the importance that y'all have inside of these schools. Yo, we have to do a stand-up for esthetician school. What are y'all doing stand-up? Who's giving a report? Stand-ups is traditionally reserved for information technology fields in most instances, as far as what I know, right? So you got the product owner, you got the user experience team, right? You got the developers, you got the scrum masters, and the scrum masters are usually the ones that run the stand-up. And so you basically giving an update on everything that you're working on so that you can move the cards, because you have a Jira board or you have a Kanban board, and a Kanban board is a way for you to be able to easily manage and see who's working on what while you're doing sprints. And sprints allow for you to actually continuously improve the product and giving updates on a product without having to give an update to the overall business as to what it is that you're doing. But apparently they out here doing stand-ups. They out here doing stand-ups and aesthetic school. All right, cool. Let's continue.
We went into her office and I basically explained to her, I'm like, yeah, the way you worded it at the morning meeting.
Anton, you ain't never ever worked in the information technology field. Oh, okay, you're right. I get it. But I learned all of the stand-up lingo from aesthetic school. You're right. I figured it all out.
I didn't like how you said it because Juneteenth isn't a diverse holiday. It's not a diverse holiday. It's not where we celebrate diversity. We celebrate African American independence. And she was basically telling me, like, yeah, you need to mind your business because you don't know what I have planned for Monday. We're a diverse school, therefore we're going to celebrate this holiday as a diverse day. And I was immediately turned off because that's not what Juneteenth is about, right? So after that,
she said, what is... Let me hear that one more time. Hold on. Because she about to explain to us what Juneteenth is about.
Juneteenth is about, right? So after that...
I can't, man. I don't know how y'all be... Honestly, shout out to Junior Hall. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. I don't know how y'all just be listening. TikTok is probably my most hated platform. I hate TikToks. But Rita always be sending me this stuff in order for me to make sure that I'm looking at to see who's available and who reacted to it. And there's nothing wrong with TikTok if you know how to use it effectively. But for me, for what it is that I do, it is so difficult for me to listen to some of these chicks that be talking on TikTok. All right? That's my new thing. Whenever y'all give a super chat between the amount of 99 cents to $5, you're going to get a... All right?
I went back into the classroom and some of my classmates were like asking me, like, what did she say? Because we were all in agreement that that's not what Juneteenth isn't about. We don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo as diversity.
Why are they in aesthetic school sitting here talking about what they celebrating, and why is she gathering a posse over what the teacher is saying out here in these streets? Yo, I am in school to get my license and then to move on. I am there. I paid my money. I want to learn about estheticianists and whatever the fuck they out here doing. And they are in there gathering a posse because of what the teacher said with diversity and inclusion with the Juneteenth holidays. Y'all make everything so difficult. Why are y'all making things difficult? I'm sick of it. Go in there. Do your motherfucking job, get your aesthetics license, and get on with it. Why are we sitting here having a conversation and going on TikTok about what it is that y'all doing? I don't understand it.
We don't celebrate Haitian Flag Day as diversity. We don't celebrate Indigenous People Day as diversity, Y'all not going to tell me to stop the pop noise. You didn't tell her to stop the pop noise because she cute. Because she got the dookie braids with the bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. Now y'all want to tell me to stop. I thought we was equal. Are we not equal now? I can't identify as a anymore. And no, I'm not going to stop doing it. I don't care what you say. I'm going to continue to do my pop. And I'm going to make it I'm going to make it a noise. I'm going to add it to my sound effects by tomorrow. Let's continue. So I felt like, why would you take our holiday and try to make it something that it's not? So while I was in the class, we were all talking about, just basically what had happened at the morning meeting. The director storms in after me and she's like, yeah, you need to come here. And I just asked her, I said, you want me to go home, don't you? She was like, yeah, get your stuff and leave. You will be suspended.
Sound ghetto? Sound ghetto?
And I'm like, suspended? Suspended for what? And she's like, yeah, so now you need to leave my campus before I call.
Y'all not going to diminish my masculinity. What did Jay Prince say? Y'all not going to diminish my masculinity just because I'm doing a pop. I will not let you diminish my masculinity because I'm doing a pop. This is Black Culture, that Black Culture Day. I named this live stream Insufferable because I need y'all to understand what we hate and why we need to get away from this cultural norm in the first place.
The police. So after that, we got into an argument because...
Shout out to Trucker Yell. I'm going to be reading these super chats shortly.
I had to tell her it wasn't even that deep. It's not that deep. Like, why are you making it this whole thing? So we got into an argument in front of all of the students in my class.
Let them know, girl.
Like, she completely humiliated me, told everybody that she was suspending me and that I had to go home. Like, you're not supposed to, first of all, you're not supposed to tell my personal business to other students. That's number one. Second of all, you're mad because I had an opinion about what you had to say. I did the right thing and I pulled you to the side and told you, like, I don't think that's what we should be celebrating it as. So after that whole argument, she's like, yeah, now you need to leave my building, and instead of being suspended, you'll be expelled. I'm like, expelled for what? So we get into another argument as I'm leaving.
See, she should have just shut the fuck up and left. Y'all got to learn to pick and choose your battles. Y'all got to learn to pick and choose your battles. Y'all want to keep going back and forth. What you going to do? You going to expel me? Then I'm going to go ahead and go on TikTok and I'm going to talk about you. Meanwhile, she over here limiting her ability to get her aquatics license. She over here limiting her ability to get her aquatics license, and it's all over what? Because y'all want to fight over a made-up holiday that don't nobody give a fuck about, that Joe Biden sanctioned in 2021, and now y'all ruining y'all bag because y'all just can't shut the fuck up and go in and do what y'all supposed to do. Okay, well then let's see how this plays out. Then I haven't seen this. This is my first time seeing it.
In the door because I'm like, you're dead wrong. Your feelings are hurt. You didn't like what I had to say, and now you want to expel me and still try to make me pay for a school that I didn't fully get to attend. That's not right. So as I'm leaving the building, before I left, I wanted to like explain to my teacher, like, she's not going to be letting me back, you know, what had happened. I wanted to talk to my teacher, one of the cool teachers, right? So she's like trying to grab me by my book bag. She's pulling on me, get out of my building, get out of my building. And I'm like, just wait, let me talk to my teacher because I want to talk to my teacher before I leave. Like, you doing all of this for no...
She could have just left the fucking premises, but nope, here we got to go. It's always a woman that got to talk and say her piece. Now you ruined your aquatics license. Now you're not going to be doing aquatics because, what the fuck is it again? Aesthetics, I'm sorry. You ruined your aesthetics license. Shout out to Jalen. I'm going to read that super chat shortly.
No reason. We get in front of the clients because at my school we take it's a beauty school, so we perform services on clients. She told the clients, yeah, I'm trying to remove this racist out of my building. She won't leave. She's a racist. I'm racist because I said Juneteenth isn't a diverse holiday. So now I'm the racist, right? In this situation, I'm the racist. Her feelings are hurt. I'm a racist, and she wants me to leave. After like a minute of me trying to find my professor, I could not find her. So you know what? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna leave.
They told her to get off the property, and she over there still trying to walking through the building, talking about I'm looking for my professor. No, you wanted to be a nuisance. You wanted to keep talking. You wanted to talk your shit. She was probably over there twisting her neck, snatching dreams out the air, saying what she ain't gonna do, and popping her shit in her aquatics class. Okay, this is what we gonna do. This is the result of it.
But as I'm walking back to the front, she's on the phone with the police. She told the police I tried to attack her and that I wouldn't leave the building.
See? Now you're getting arrested.
No, hold on. Let's take this back. There's multiple people sitting in this lobby. There was multiple people in my classroom.
All because you just had to run your mouth. You could have just celebrated.
So I did not try to attack you. I wasn't being violent or nothing like that. She called the police on me, said I tried to attack her. All of this because she didn't like that I didn't like, that Juneteenth shouldn't be celebrated as a diverse holiday. So yeah, right now, I left. I'm gone. I left the review in the comments because I don't feel like that's right.
So now she going on there, leaving reviews, leaving bad reviews on the school, so that can't nobody else go over there and get their aquatics license and all whatever else the fuck they got going on in there. Okay, girl.
Students of color, we can't express our feelings without directors at the school feeling like it's an attack on them, or everything has to be an attack on everybody when it comes down to Black people and African Americans in America. So yeah, that's just.
Thank you, ma'am. So the point of this story is, before we really go over there and get to the money, the point of the story is, do not fuck up your aquatics license. Do not mess up your bag. If you out here and you doing eyebrows and you swimming in them and you learning how to put wigs together and you trying to figure out how to get these girls' nails done, how to get they beard removed from their bottom lip, or I'm sorry, from their bottom chin, and you trying to get their mustache removed, go out there and put your time in so you can get your license. Stop being out here making things difficult for all the rest of us, and stop fumbling your bag. All right? Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to continue on with the show. AP185 says, hey, Anton, I know you have a software engineering degree. I'm trying to get into QA software testing. What do you think? What do I think about what? Why are you just trying to be a tester? I don't think that you should just be getting into trying to be a tester. Don't just try to be a tester. Like, we get, usually most of the testers that we have, to be honest with you, most of them are overseas. Most of them are Indian. I wouldn't be trying to get into software testing. I would be more or less getting into either cyber. I think you should try to get into cybersecurity more than going into software testing. I would go into cybersecurity, or I would go into engineering. I would become a developer. And then you have so many different options to branch off into in there. So like for me, my expertise is user experience, right? We are the people that actually, radio, shout out to radio. We are the people that actually go through and we design the experience before we hand it over to the developer so that they don't have to think, they just putting it together. Send me an email, antondaniels413@gmail.com. I don't think you should try to go into testing at all, bro. To be honest with you, I think you should go with something different. Junior Hall says, I'm a scrum master. I don't know why she's using stand-up. Me either. Jalen McCook says, are you going to talk about the Saudis spending billions buying up sports teams, sports organizations, and UX stocks? I can talk about it tomorrow if you want me to. I can put it in the notes. Jalen, I'll put that in the notes and I'll try to cover that tomorrow. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. I've been watching that too. Slan Sells Cars says, sprinkle, sprinkle. Shout out to Slan. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says, you better stop with the lip pop because it may stick. I don't care. Y'all let her do it. Why I can't do it? I don't like this non-equal thing that y'all got going on here. Says Quist Winset. And I'm good at it too. Hennafit. The people like it. Look at these people paying for the pop sound. My pop sounds is going to cost $2 from now on. Trucker Yo, I'm coming to you last because you get the special horn. Executive Suite MLE says, honestly, I learned about Juneteenth on the show Blackish. I'll take the day off. But this holiday was a ruse to calm blacks down during a protest. If you want to pop, it's going to cost you $2 super chat or Cash App. All pops are $2 super chats and Cash Apps, all right? Shout out to Executive Suite MLE in the building. Jalen McCook says, CNBC came out with a video about the growth of secrecy Swiss banks being used for tax evasion. Can you cover this on a money topic? Absolutely, I can. Tia Marie, you don't like it? Beautiful Disaster. You don't like it? Now, I know you in real life, Beautiful Disaster, so I don't want to hear it. Radio Blip Mode says, yo, Anton, she didn't even do nothing. I ain't even do nothing. Shout out to Radio Blip Mode. Trucker Yale is in the building. Shout out to Trucker Yale. I appreciate it. Says, yo, shout out to you and the wifey. Happy anniversary. Appreciate all of the advice on success, marriage, successful marriages, and family with not just your words, but more importantly, your actions. Big dog, salute. I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you, Trucker Yale. I love you. You are absolutely one of the people that I look for when I'm going on Fight Club every weekend. I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for the 50 ball. All right, we got a limited amount of time, so I want to cover this last subject before we get up out of here because I need to go and prepare for the recording that I have to do with the peoples. All right. So make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Don't be Zion Williamson. Let's get it popping. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, okay, I got it. Let's get it popping, ladies and gentlemen.
Charles Schwab is the largest publicly traded brokerage in the U.S.
It's an enormous business, $7.5 trillion of client assets.
Charles Schwab, often referred to as the discount brokerage king.
It was one of the first brokerages to offer discount trades for retail investors. And now it's expanded services across the finance sector.
I remember when Charles Schwab, or not even Charles Schwab, I remember when there was a litany. Look at me expanding my vocabulary. Y'all like that. I remember when there was a litany of different companies that they were competing once the e-commerce space and the online space took hold. What is now TD Ameritrade was E-Trade. You had Scottrade. Scottrade had combined with E-Trade at one point because I think that trades at that time was either $12 and then it got reduced to $5 and then it got reduced to free in order to compete with each other. And then later you had Robinhood and then Charles Schwab and Fidelity. They reduced their fees for you to be able to trade and all of that other type of stuff. So it's interesting to see how everything consolidates and how everything breaks down. But they have over $7.5 trillion in assets, right? And I would suspect that the majority of those assets is not just people going on and signing up for a brokerage account in order to buy and sell stocks. They also have gotten into and competed with Fidelity and being able to manage your 401ks and your retirement accounts, which is where a lot of these assets come from. But we're going to go ahead and continue to play the video because I need y'all to understand a lot of these companies and how they're playing a role in what society is being shaped in today, because it does what? Always come back down to the money.
It would be fair to characterize Charles Schwab as a financial services supermarket.
It even slashed trading fees to zero.
Why the heck would you give something away for free if you could charge real money for it instead?
But this behemoth is facing a risky financial environment.
Charles Schwab, 3 days of double-digit declines for the first time in its 36-year trading history. The collapse of SVB has investors nervous about firms that have big losses on bonds.
Schwab's huge growth also had its own consequences, and this is a huge problem.
Here's how Charles Schwab battled the ever-evolving financial services market from low fees to fintech. In 2022, Charles Schwab said they saw an all-time record financial performance, despite the bruising year for equity and bond markets, adjusting to the new post-pandemic normal. With $20.8 billion in revenue, Charles Schwab had a profit of $7.2 billion.
Now, again, for those of you that has just joined the Millionaire Morning Show and you catching up because we've been doing the Millionaire Morning Show for a couple years now, revenue versus profit is two different things, okay? In a general sense, revenue is the amount of money that you generate. Profit is the amount of money that you keep after expenses, to just make it simple, okay? So, for example, a lot of people tap in with me and they say, Anton Daniels, yeah, man, I got a coaching call with you. And then we get on a coaching call and they say, yeah, I did a million, 1.2 million, 1.3 million in revenue, in gross revenue. And I say, oh, okay, well, how much did you make in profit? $80,000. That means that they have a low margin, and the amount of money that they keep versus the amount of money that they have to spend is very, very big. And then we have to go through and we have to do a deep dive in how it is that they can cut costs, how they can do things more effectively, how they can increase that margin, how they can be more profitable. But to have over $20 billion in net revenue and then keep $7.2 billion in profit actually shows that they have a phenomenal business model. Let's continue.
And 4 million new brokerage accounts were created.
Over 50% of its net revenue is related to interest rates, and whether this is via net interest income or its bank deposit account agreement with Toronto Dominion Bank. About 20% of its revenue is from trading and commissions, and the remainder is asset management fees.
Privately owned Fidelity is big competition. It's the larger firm with over 45 million brokerage accounts, including 37 million retail and 8 million wealth management accounts.
Now, what is the difference, right? Because I've always known that Fidelity was bigger than Charles Schwab. And a lot of people don't really understand this, but Fidelity is privately owned. Let me rewind it for you so you can hear it, because a lot of y'all don't even know where your money is going and where it comes from.
From trading and commissions, and the remainder is asset management fees.
Privately owned Fidelity is big competition. It's the larger firm with over 45 million brokerage accounts, including 37 million retail and 8 million wealth management accounts.
Now, a lot of people don't understand this, because when I posted this, they said, well, how is Charles Schwab the biggest company? Well, it is the biggest U.S. publicly traded company. It is the biggest U.S. publicly traded company. Fidelity is a privately owned company. Again, a lot of you that are not familiar, you're not familiar with the stock market, you're not familiar with the trading companies, you don't understand exactly how money works. Well, what is a publicly traded company? For you, it's the ability to be able to buy into or invest in a company that you otherwise would not have had access to, like a Fidelity. Fidelity is largely their biggest competition. Fidelity does the same thing as Charles Schwab, except for it's a privately owned company. Let's continue.
Whereas Charles Schwab has 34 million total brokerage accounts, some of which are retail, wealth management, and independent advisor accounts.
Charles Schwab is a powerhouse in the investment services industry, but it does compete with.
Joshua is saying he's saying he didn't even know that they were privately owned. Reven, I know, I'm familiar with it. I'm gonna be rocking out with it. I'm gonna read the super chat shortly. I'm gonna be breaking that down later on this week. I got you, Reven. I'm gonna get there.
Many other firms.
In each case, Charles Schwab competes with different facets of its business, including legacy full-service brokers and investment bankers like privately owned Edward Jones, Stifel, JP Morgan Stanley, and UBS. Not to mention the newer entrants, Robinhood, Ally Financial, and SoFi compete with Schwab in the financial tech, aka fintech, market.
So let me break something down for y'all, because I want y'all to really, really understand something, all right? And I want to get to this before we start to wrap up, because it's important for me to highlight this. The technology sector is combining with the banking sector, which is one of the reasons why I went into banking instead of going into the technology sector, because everything is going to be intermingled and mixed, right? So for example, earlier in my career, I flew out to Mountain View, California, and they had offered me a position with a large technology company, right? And when I started weighing the pros and cons, I had to figure out, did it really make sense for me to join this company and uproot my family and go over here, and then my standard of living is reduced? Or can we transform these legacy companies into technology companies, because that's where all of the money is? And so that's what we decided to do, and it really, really paid off for me, right? But here's the caveat, right? Everybody is becoming a technology company now, which means that not only does Charles Schwab has to compete with the Fidelities and a JP Morgan Chase and Edward Jones and all of these other companies, they also had to compete with the startups, which the startups were largely the ones that spearheaded the zero trades. Remember Robinhood, remember all of these different companies. A lot of times they get swallowed up. Some of y'all have shown inside of the chat that you're paying attention a little bit, because, for example, you know that TD Ameritrade wound up selling all of their accounts over into Charles Schwab, right? But my point that I'm making with you guys is that there's always going to be change and influx in every single industry, including the financial sector, because technology is going to replace or take over a lot of the ways in which they generate revenue. So, for example, they can't generate revenue in the same way that they do from regular everyday people that have brokerage accounts that used to pay for every single trade, because of the technology companies then started to compete. And then they wanted to compete against the Robinhoods and things like that in order to have people trading on their platform, which is why you now have zero trades across the board, and people are able to trade for themselves instead of calling over into a brokerage account or calling over into a broker or calling into their financial advisor and saying, hey, I want to be able to make this trade, or I want to be able to, buy into this particular company for this amount, and this is how much it's going to cost you in fees in order to do so. Okay? Technology is changing everything when it comes to your ability to really be able to make money and for these companies to be able to compete. But let me continue. I don't want to go into the history real quick. I'm going to skip through that part.
Charles Schwab and Company was founded 50 years ago in 1973.
I want to skip past that part.
Charles Schwab eventually went beyond brokering.
Charles Schwab was an early adopter of technology, from digitizing its back.
When startup trading apps like Robinhood entered the market with 0 commissions in 2014, that was a huge deal. 5 years later, Schwab followed suit.
Charles Schwab out with a bombshell announcement today. It is slashing.
But look at how long it took them to follow suit. 5 years later.
Trading commissions for stock.
And the reason that it took them so long is because they were generating so much revenue off of the fees that come with trading. How do banks make money? What are the main ways that banks make money? Does anybody know? The main way that banks make money is A, the fees, the servicing fees, and then B, the servicing your loan. A, the service fees, being able to charge you a fee for being able to provide a service, and then B, servicing your loan. What is servicing your loan? When you pay interest on whatever it is that you borrow from the bank, they then make money as a result of it. A lot of times banks even do a risk assessment of the type of loans that they're holding, and then they sell those loans over into another company. How many of y'all have had a mortgage? How many of y'all have had a mortgage and then you get a notice in the mail that says that your loan is now going to be serviced by X company over here, or Rocket Mortgage, and then it goes over to JP Morgan, or you had a Bank of America loan and then it went over to something else, right? A lot of times they do a risk assessment, and this is one of the reasons why Rocket Mortgage, who was largely one of the biggest loan servicers and mortgage generators in the country, did not get left holding the bag during the mortgage crisis of the 2008 meltdown, is because they were generating so much money from generating loans and then moving those loans off of their books that a lot of these bigger firms got caught holding the bag. They got caught holding on to these bad loans. They were spending more time getting the fees from generating the loans and then moving the loans off of the books because they weren't trying to hold on to it. And then the bigger companies were saying, listen, we want y'all to generate the loans because it's easier for y'all to do so, but we want to make the money off of the interest that people are paying on those loans, off of those 30 years, off of those ARMs, off of those 15-year mortgages, off of those 10-year mortgages, right? And so the way that the banking industry operates is completely different from what your perspective is of how it is that they generate revenue, right? So when they do a risk assessment, or when another bank is making money as a result of the servicing of the loan, I'll give you another way in which banks make money, right? And then we're going to go ahead and get out of here because I do have to prepare for something else. Another way in which they make money is you may go online, right, and then be able to go on and pay your mortgage, or you managing your loan or your bank. If you go to Wells Fargo, I think that Wells Fargo has one of the worst online platforms for being able to actually service your loan. When you log in, it's a trash experience, the whole 9 yards. They need to go ahead and give me that bag in order to come over there and revamp what they got happening over there at Wells Fargo, okay? But when you go in, for example, right, and this is the third way in which banks make money, okay, the smart ones. The bigger banks are building platforms that allow for the smaller banks or other banks to be able to manage their assets under whatever it is that they're building. So, for example, we build a platform and then we service your mortgage with your logo on it and then put whatever aesthetic you want on that, right? And so you may come in and then you think that you buy or you're signing into your particular bank or your credit union or whoever it is that you're doing in order to be able to service your loan, right? The reality is that my bank that I've came in and revamped their user experience is now servicing your loan, and we get fees depending on the state of that loan. We make more money or less money as a result of it. So now your bank is paying my bank more money in order to actually manage with the system, the cloud infrastructure, you being able to go in and pay a loan. When y'all had to do mortgage forbearance, we made a whole lot of money as a result of it because we got more per loan per month to be able to actually manage that loan. We make way more money with less risk, actually being able to provide the technology behind how it is that you're making money. So banks are paying out money to different platforms in order to be able to service out their loans. That's the third way in which they make money. A lot of y'all didn't know that. But now you're learning something today, okay? What is the 3 ways in which banks primarily make money? Fees, interest off of your payments and loaning you money to actually get the mortgages and the loans and the credit cards that you have to service every single month. And then lastly, being able to manage the payment process behind how it is that you are giving them money. That's the 3 ways in which banks make money. And so the more accounts that they're able to swallow, which is one of the reasons why Charles Schwab then wanted for TD Ameritrade, or when you see JP Morgan Chase, they then swallow up another company, or when y'all seen that bank mortgage crisis, or not the mortgage crisis, but the banking crisis over there with Silicon Valley Bank, and then you seen JP Morgan or any of that other type of stuff, or when y'all see a Twitter, for example, and Elon Musk said, I'm putting together financing in order to buy Twitter. One bank or one institution don't provide the monies for that. You get a conglomerate of different banks sometimes even working together. You may get a Comerica Bank that's very heavy in the asset management for retirement services, then tap over to JP Mortgage, or they may tap over to Charles Schwab and say, listen, I want to help provide the loan for what it is that they got going on Twitter, but I don't want to take on all of the risk. So then they bring in another bank in order to be able to do so, and then everybody makes money. So it's a competition, but it's also a hand-holding service for the things that they're trying to generate more revenue as a result of, because I can't do it by myself, but we can make money as a result together. But then I want to compete for you against the customers that's actually going to generate the most revenue, because the deposits then enable me to be able to loan out more money, to make more money as a result of it. It's one big intricate thing that's put together that continues to generate more revenue over and over and over again, that allows for us to be a servicing and debtor nation, because we don't build anything anymore. We just figure out how it is that we can make more money off the fees and the services. This is the money show. Ain't nobody fucking with us. Ain't nobody doing what it is that we do. Ain't nobody generating the revenue that we do. And ain't nobody making you pay for pops. You know what I'm saying? Let me read some more of these super chats, and then we're going to get out of here, because I got to go over here and prepare for this recording that I have to do. Shout out to Reven, says Dr. Umar Johnson is back on his BS again on a daily wrap-up crew. I'm going to be breaking that down, I promise you. Very, very soon. You know I'm going to break it down. Jamal Fowler says, I thought BlackRock was the biggest. BlackRock is not a bank. We'll get into that. Maybe I'll break down BlackRock. I might be a little scared to break down BlackRock. BlackRock is a little too powerful for me to be breaking it down, but I'll talk about BlackRock, absolutely. Shout out to you. Silver Lion says, took so long because their clients were driving Hondas and Toyotas while the broker drove a Bentley. There was meat on the bone still left to eat. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. And Rickster is in the building. Rickster says, the saddest part that most black community is not taking advantage of this opportunity to make real money, but instead they'd rather be in debt and buy lottery tickets. Facts. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for contributing to the platform. Thank you for tuning into the Millionaire Morning Show. I had to move a little bit quicker because I had to focus so that I can go over here and take care of business. But you know I never miss. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm expecting to see y'all same time tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 Central, 7:30 Pacific. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope that you guys are entertained, but along with the entertainment, we also got to make sure that we run that checkup and get more insight and information so that we can make the best decision for ourselves. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I am going to talk to you later. Peace.